so much for having me on. It's an absolute honour. I've been looking forward to this all week. And of course,
No problem.
It is World Paloma Day. Hence, I'm getting you to make a paloma.
Yes.
But I thought before we launched into making cocktails, I thought I could ask you a couple of questions, because I'm sure like people are really interested to find out what you've been doing lately and kind of your...
Sure. Go for it. Fire away.
So my first question to you is, during this time that we've been at home, have you picked up any new skills or learnings? And if so, what are they?
New skills and learnings? Well, I've figured out that my maths is at year 5. I don't think year 6. I don't think I can afford to have another lockdown next year. I think we need to sort this virus out, because my maths stays at year 5. Latin, I've got no clue about Latin. I've got no clue about plenty of my son's subjects. I'm not very good. I'm not very good at cleaning, albeit I was hoovering, I was mopping, I was doing quite a bit this morning.
Nice.
But listen, it is what it is. The good thing about this whole scenario is that we've all been in it together. It's not like people around the world have been in different situations and they've been thinking, oh my goodness, okay, yeah, fine, well, you're okay, we're okay. Everybody's been in it together. So it's been a learning curve, and it's actually been amazing. The weather's been so good. So from my side, from my personal side, I've actually loved it. Loved it.
That's great. That's really, really great. So my second question to you. So you're extremely successful and accomplished. So I would love to know what your secret to success is.
It's very simple: hard work, determination, and patience. That's all it is. You cannot cheat yourself. You can cheat a lot of people by saying that you're putting in the hard graft, but you can't cheat yourself. When you go look at yourself in the mirror and you put your head down on the pillow at night, you cannot cheat yourself. If you start cheating yourself and think, yep, all good, I've trained enough today, or I've done something enough today, and you know you haven't, you're only cheating yourself. Whereas if you know that you're pushing the boundaries and you're getting the best out of yourself, you'll sleep easy.
Yeah, that's so true. Really is. Now, guys, for those of you who might just be joining, Kevin and his brother Brian have this amazing bar in London in Marylebone called Pearl. It's actually one of my favourites. So, Kevin, I'd love to know what your favourite cocktail on the menu is at Pearl, and if you don't have one, what is your go-to drink when you visit?
Well, I think our most popular drink is Mr. Hyde's. I just love the theatre around all of our drinks in the bar. I also like how you can't actually stay in the bar for a long time because of how strong the drinks are. So that sort of in and out seating plan. I think the most amazing thing about Pearl is, and how we're going to actually luckily be ahead of the curve, is that Pearl is booking only, seating only. There's no standing in Pearl. And we've got booths all around the bar, which are in sort of demarcated areas where you can go, you can feel private, you can feel secure. So actually, in a weird kind of way, coming out of lockdown, Pearl's going to be in a great position because of the seating arrangements, because of the license that we've got. And the nature of not being able to stand around. And it's bookings only. It always has been bookings only. So it's something that we're really looking forward to, getting going again and just keeping the Pearl flag flying with sessions like these.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And my last question to you, obviously outside of Pearl, have you got any other bars that you particularly love? They can be anywhere in the world, maybe one or two.
There's a restaurant bar in Barbados called Lone Star, which is as good as it gets.
Yeah.
There is, goodness gracious, now you're testing me now. Oh wow. There's so many good bars. I mean, the amount that we travel. There's one in Mumbai called Air on top of the Four Seasons Hotel. At night time, it feels like you're in New York. It's just gorgeous, absolutely stunning. goodness, there is so. I mean, I could go into each city that we travel to and give you at least 3 or 4. But I think the one that stands out is that restaurant bar called Lone Star in Barbados.
Amazing.
Doesn't get any better.
So when we get to travel again, that's one place I will definitely be checking out.
Yes, you have to.
Now, my final question to you, what is your stance on tequila? Are you a tequila fan? Are you a mezcal fan?
Right. So I wasn't a tequila fan, but I've got some players in the game that live in London, and they are drinking this crazy stuff. They're drinking the 1972.
1942.
1942. They're drinking it. 1942. Yeah. I knew I'd probably get that wrong. There's a buddy of mine, a well-known surfer called Taylor Steele, Kelly Slater. And some other guys, Spike Jones, they just, Salento, they just brought their own tequila out in America called Salento. Yeah. So I'm waiting for a bottle of that. COVID has unfortunately not allowed us to get hold of that yet. And then there's this other bottle that looks like a magic box. I don't know. One of my connections was drinking the other day from it. It's like it's like you see on a magic, I've got no idea, but to cut a long story short, I'm warming to tequila. I've never been a tequila man yet.
I love that, because when I spoke to your brother yesterday, he was like, I'm not too sure if Kevin's such a tequila fan. And I was like, well, hopefully I can change your mind on that today.
Yeah, for sure.
So are you open to doing some neat tastings with me?
I can do. Yeah, I mean, I've got two young children in the house, so I don't. And it's a Friday afternoon. It's just after 4, so I don't want to drink too much.
That's fair enough. So you can.
You were very kind enough to send me a few bottles. So I've got 3 here. I suppose I can taste 2.
Okay.
And
Sure. So briefly, just to let you know a bit about me, I'm Tasha. I'm the UK brand ambassador for Casamigos. And like the tequilas you were talking about earlier, these tequilas have specifically been made for sipping. So we make our tequilas in Jalisco. So we have a distillery in Jalisco, and we use all the traditional methods of making tequila.
Yeah.
So our tequila, it's 100% blue weather agave. So we need a super high natural sugar content when it comes to our agaves. So we need them to grow for between 7 to 10 years. So they're super high in sugar.
Okay.
When we do that, we harvest them for the heart of the plant, which is the piña. They're roasted for 72 hours in our traditional brick ovens. Once we do that, we crush the agave. We then leave it to ferment for 80 hours and then double distill it using copper pot stills. Leave the blanco to rest for 30 days and then cut with distillery spring water. So this is the tequila we're going to be using for our cocktail for Paloma, for National Paloma Day today.
Which one's that? Have I got? Is it the clear one?
The white one, the blanco.
Okay, I need to get that one. Hold on.
Okay.
It's the one I actually didn't take out of the.
That's all good. That is all
the
good.
Fridge. I got it. There she is. I got it.
So. Perfect. So you can sniff or taste. It's totally up to you, because you'll be able to get the flavours on the nose as well. So with this one, as I said, we rest it for 2 months. So it's not an aged tequila, but it's got quite a high flavour profile in there of vanilla, of citrus, of herbs, and kind of earthy tones in there. And it's quite smooth.
It is actually. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah,
it's not bad at all.
Nice tequila. It's quite a nice kind of introduction to tequila, as it were. And it's 40%, so it's kind of your normal ABV strength there. And then the next one on the list, which don't worry, you don't have to try, just have a sniff, is the Reposado. So the difference between the Blanco and the Reposado is the fact it's aged. So we age our Reposado for 7 months in 200-litre ex-American white oak barrels. So it really does take over the flavour of the barrel. So it's quite caramelly, it's quite tonkery, it's quite cocoa-y, and quite kind of oak forward as well.
Yeah.
And then the last tequila in the range that we have is the Añejo. So that's aged for 14 months in those bourbon barrels. So it's quite forward in flavour. And then this one, which I saw you looking at earlier, is the Mezcal.
So this bottle?
Yeah, this one is beautiful, right? So this is somewhat different to the tequila. So with Mezcal, with tequila, you can only make it from one strain of agave, so that's the Blue Weber. With Mezcal, you can make it from 30 different varieties. And then the other main difference is obviously the taste. So the Mezcal is smoky, and that's because of the way it's cooked. So they're cooked in massive hornos, so big kind of pits that have been dug under the ground that are lined with like oak and volcanic rocks.
Okay.
And the agaves, the piñas are cooked in there. So in Casamigos, our distillery is in Oaxaca, which is a very prominent area to produce mezcal, and we make it there, and all the traditional methods using the tahona, and then the liquid after it's distilled, double distilled and pot stills, is rested for 30 days before being cut with distillery spring water. So it is also very smooth and has been made for sitting. So
nice. It's very trendy, isn't it? Tequila is very trendy. A lot of people are drinking tequila now, drinking it neat.
Yes, exactly. It's huge. It's like hugely trendy. You'll see it everywhere. Yeah. I'm actually surprised because I've been the tequila ambassador for Casamigos for a year now, and how things have changed in the last 3 years, because people before weren't really ordering tequila at bars. Now the margarita has just become such a big thing, and then bars ordering kind of tequila on the rocks, which is amazing. It's what Casamigos is about anyway. So,
okay, let's. Why don't we get on to? Yes, I am. I've got nervous energy, so we need to get it going.
No need to be nervous. So, do you have a shaker to hand? Please. Love it. Fantastic. I'm going to grab my ice. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay.
So I need the shaker, hey?
You do need a shaker. And do you have your jigger, your measurer?
Yeah, I've got one,
Perfect. So, into your jigger, I'm going to ask you to put 1 part, so the larger side, that's 50 mils of Casamigos champagne. So, all the way to the top.
Am I doing this one?
Yes, exactly, with this one. Perfect. So, that goes into your tin.
Okay, so I'm pouring that into the shaker?
Pouring it into the shaker. Yeah, perfect. Yep. Now, the next aspect of this is your grapefruit juice. So hopefully you have some grapefruit juice to hand.
Beautiful. Got it. 40 mils of fresh grapefruit.
Amazing.
Fresh grapefruit.
Well done. So 40 mils of fresh grapefruit juice in there as well.
Yep.
And then our other citrus element is the lime. So we put 10 mils of that in there also. So just a little splash, more or less.
Yeah.
And then, are you using soda water today, or are you using the grapefruit mixer?
I have I've got a blood orange
that's
grapefruit.
What you need. This one, the long-tail blood orange and grapefruit.
Yes. How much?
Really well with this. Perfect. So that's what we're going to use. And then the next thing you're going to
How much am I putting in?
We don't put that in the tin. I was just checking you had it. And then the last ingredient is the agave syrup. So just put a little squeeze of agave in there, about 5 mils. Nice. You're already a bartender. You've got this.
There she is.
Now the next bit is the ice. So we fill the tin around halfway to 3/4 of the way with some ice. So chuck that in there.
Yep, all good.
And now's the fun part. We get to shake it. So you want to give your tin a bit of a perfect so it doesn't go everywhere. Okay. Let's have it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Okay, now, so hopefully you have a nice glass waiting for you there. So
I do indeed,
nice
yes.
purple glass. And the best thing to do is to fill it to the brim with ice. If you have extra ice, fill it, put it in your glass. I'm using a piece of block ice.
Yep.
Okay, and then that's when we pour out a little bit of our cocktail. So around 3/4 of the way into the glass, because we do still need to make way for our soda. Perfect. Really looking forward to this.
Okay, there we go. So I've got 3/4.
Yeah, that looks great. That looks so great.
Yep.
Okay, and then we're going to fill the rest with our grapefruit and orange soda. So I'm using Longtail because it works really well, but you can also use soda, which is absolutely fine, or grapefruit soda. And then you garnish it with a slice of grapefruit, if you have it to hand. And then there's your Paloma. Ooh. Nice work. Perfect. You can get behind your own bar, Kevin.
I'll leave that to you guys. Thank you. When I go to a watering hole, I go there to drink.
Nice. So salute to you. Happy
Salute.
National Day. What do you think?
That is absolutely gorgeous.
It
My
is.
word.
It works really well. I think specifically with Casamigos because it's so smooth.
Wow.
It works super well in a long drink.
Wow, where are the calories?
in the mixer.
Yeah, in the mixer. I just actually checked it. Yeah, I just checked it. Well, how cool is that?
Sorry,
Amazing.
say that again.
How
Yeah,
good is
it's
that?
really good, isn't it? Really, really good.
So there we go. You guys that are watching this, you can make your own palomas. You get yourself some tequila, you get yourself a blood orange, you mix it up in your shaker. I've still got quite a bit in there, actually. You got your grapefruit, and you can be your own barman or barwoman.
Exactly.
You can be your own.
Exactly.
Sensational.
So I have one more question to ask you. I can see
Yes.
there's rhino regalia. What's that about?
Oh, this is my brand, Sarai, Save Our Rhino Africa India. We're a brand that cares about conservation, and we basically saving species in Africa and in India. We're associated to 2 found charities in Africa and in India, and we give away 20% of all of our profits to those causes. So it's been around for a while, and this is one of the new caps and one of the good new polos, which we are launching. A brand new collection is launching at the end of June.
Nice.
So it's quite exciting. It was supposed to launch now 2 weeks ago, but COVID hit, so manufacturing, distribution, etc., have been delayed. So in 6 weeks' time, we will be ready to rock and roll.
Fantastic. I'll keep a lookout for that for sure.
Thank you.
Well, this has been so much fun. I really
That
hope
is
we do it
beautiful.
again at some point.
Absolutely, that is gorgeous. Thank you so much for jumping on board.
Thank you.
Hey, how much is it? How much is one of these bottles?
So they completely range from different prices. So at the moment you can buy it on Amazon or Master of Malt or 31 Dover. They range from about £40 to about £60. It just depends on where you buy them because each...
Which is the most expensive?
The most expensive is usually the Añejo and the Mezcal. But again, they're all fantastic. So,
yeah, yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kevin.
It's pretty cool to be able to be introduced to making a couple of cocktails, all in the name of My Bar Pearl in London.
Yes, I can't wait to go back and have a great time. Really looking forward to that.
Magnificent. Thank you so much. We'll catch you later.
See you again soon. All the best.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.